Alex, hi. Uh, so after I started working today at like 4 a.m. Unfortunately, I got stuck, and so it lasted for like almost a week with with interruptions. So I just want to describe what I tried. I don't want you to spend time, but at least I researched all the possibilities to use multi-tenancy. It's probably maybe it's successful, but because this guy's that's the same guy who is writing SearchGuard, and they sell a license. Naturally, they wouldn't be very helpful to provide a documentation for a free for the free options, but nevertheless. So this is like Docker file, and so it built in like 5.5.5. Initially, I was trying to install SearchGuard plugin, and on top of that, I was trying to install Openshift. Yeah, everything was working, but I got this error that Elasticsearch, you cannot enable the same functionality with Openshift that you already enabled with SearchGuard. Then I understood that probably it has to be the only plugin. So first of all, this repository, there is no like install, there is no beginning, there is no end. It's just throwing out a bunch of information. So what I did, so I installed this plugin, and then I took their installed demo configuration. Is just as it's like normal shell script. So what I did, I go over it, and it needs to install all the certificates, all this key. I just changed it to work with instead of SearchGuard, to work with Openshift. So everything was great. It runs. So I will show you. So you can actually clone this repository and replicate the same. So when I write it, the clusters shows up. I call it awesome Alex. Everything is great. Then they have like sample configurations. I took the sample configuration, I copy that inside the Docker Elasticsearch Docker file. I copy it to my cluster, I enable it, add all the configurations, I run it, and so you can see that cluster is alive. And all settings seems working. I cannot at this moment, I cannot automatically I have a start script, so it needs to run Elasticsearch service, and then in like 15 seconds I need to run this sgadmin demo sh. Somehow it doesn't work, but that's fine. So we can connect to the Docker container. Docker container. So first of all, we will see what is the container ID. Now we can Docker exact. Okay, and we can. So now we are inside the container. So I will run sgadmin demo. So it took all these configurations, and it's like everything enable. But when I go to okay, so now it's enabled to work with HTTPS, and yes. So authentication finally failed. So instead authentication finally failed for null. I tried every most of the settings. I used this key store key. I used a lot of these configurations. I tried, so it's probably, I can say that I spent 5 days. I don't see just like perspective. It seems like very close. It seems like everything works, and I use all the settings from their repository, and I'm unsuccessful. So you can take a look. So you can just clone this repository, and once you clone it, you can just docker compose up, and it will come up with your Docker, and you just need to run cgadmin. It's a small problem. So if the cluster conceptually works, I will solve this. I don't know why this sleep doesn't work. It just it should it should work, and so you can see I posted yesterday Stack Overflow questions, and you can see that the guy gave me instructions, and everything's supposed to work. But it's a small problem. Even if I could do it automatically, like DRP and connect, and cgadmin, everything should work. But when I try to log in, this is like authentication finally failed. You can see by history that was a lot of attempts to run them together, to run them separately. I looked over all the documentation. I think that on purpose, because if it were easy, like everybody will use free license rather than paying, they charge like 2.5K per year. Well, it's a money. So if we are going to like provide a service, probably we would be glad to get paid for that, and this is one of the way that they promote it. Sorry, if you have any ideas, you can clone the repository, you can take a look, but at least I reached the conclusion that it's at this moment impossible to do. So we switch back to plan B. It's like using one domain per customer. Thank you, and talk to you later.